Folks, Puffin here with your Antifa News Briefa, continued edition for 8/19/21. The War Doesn't Work series, because we're finding out after spending $1 trillion 20 years in Afghanistan, war doesn't work. A lot of people already knew this, but you got a very visual, very visceral lesson of that in what's going on in Afghanistan right now. It doesn't work. You didn't win the hearts and minds of people. The Taliban had the power with the people, and took it as soon as there was not a strong military opposing power. War doesn't work. The 20 years of military and militarizing and dumping weapons on the country didn't work, and it ultimately just hurt everybody by giving them all these weapons. So hopefully we started to learn our lessons, especially since we did the exact same thing in Iraq and ISIS was taking the weapons not too long ago. War doesn't work. I was mentioning in my previous video about Representative Barbara Lee, who had voted against the war in Afghanistan to her credit and had some really good points. But she also, in her interview that I saw, was criticizing nation building. And Joe Biden said, we had these goals, but we shouldn't be nation building. We shouldn't have been nation building in Afghanistan. They act like, the other stuff the military does is good, but when they get into nation building, it's bad. Actual nation building would be a good thing, but they're not nation building. The military isn't nation building. The military is building a customer base, building in demand for its products by saying we're going to put some weapons out there so that other people need to buy weapons. We need to sell more weapons to more people, so more people need to have weapons to fight other people with weapons because of all the weapons we put out there. It's insane. It's ridiculous. I'm the one to tell you it's insane, folks. We can stop war, though. We can just boycott and stop the whole system, and we need to. So we should learn our lesson, and nation building would actually be a good thing. We don't even need the military to do it, or what we really need to do is, since we don't need the military for war anymore, but we're not trying to threaten all those people's jobs and that whole organizational system. It's a very useful system to be able to command a bunch of people and have all these equipment to do stuff. But we can repurpose that equipment and those people. We can repurpose the whole military system to transforming the world into green energy, helping all sorts of countries all over the world transform to green energy. We can use it to rescue people in places like Haiti and places, Haiti just had an earthquake and then a hurricane. We could be rescuing people with the military. We can repurpose our military and then encourage the other countries to repurpose their militaries just for this mutual benefit purpose. We can start the trend, since we're the biggest military by far in the world, spending more than the next 10 countries combined on the military in the USA. And the stuff we've spent the money on doesn't work. So why continue doing that? Let's repurpose the military. Let's use it for green energy and rescue squad. Let's keep, the command chain and we've shown we have some great military officers. General Milley is just fantastic. I'm so impressed with him. I'm super anti-war and anti-military, but I'm super impressed with him for having the integrity to, at least speak out against Trump and stuff like this. So we need to repurpose our military so it is nation building. So it's only nation building. China's doing this. China's building nations all over the world. And they're just going places where they're welcome to give loans that don't have to be paid back on strict terms, or help build ports or build power plants. Now, unfortunately, they might not be building solar power plants and wind power plants. They might be, helping build, old fossil fuel refineries. I don't think so. I hope not, but I hope they're just go ahead and skipping into the new technology, because they're doing that in China. So, and India has the largest solar fields in the world. But all countries could be competing for more cleaner energy, exporting that energy and exporting the technologies. It can all just keep getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper until it's basically free everywhere. We can make everything free everywhere is part of the dream, the anti-fascist dream, and the anti-capitalist, anti-patriarchy, anti-oppression dream. It's the Jesus dream. Jesus was super Antifa. And as you can see in my book, The Book of Judas and the Art of Betrayal by God, Jesus lays out a plan or a prophecy for all of this war and all these powers to end. So we can make that happen. And it is about nation building. So let's build nations like China is doing, and let's compete with China for the fastest, best building nations. Just like people do home renovation, town renovation shows. Everybody loves it. There's nothing wrong with it. So let's do that type of nation building and repurpose our military to do that. We've shown that the violence and trying to, train people to be violent is wrong. So see my next video about that, about the will to fight. But thank you. See you soon.